Hi everyone, it's Lindy. Today I want to talk about sharing on Poshmark. So lately, with the growing popularity of Poshmark, a lot of the questions that I get every day are geared more towards sharing. What exactly sharing is, what it does, if it's best to do it multiple times a day, what I personally do, what the difference is between different types of sharing. So I decided to compile it all into this one video all about sharing on Poshmark. Okay, so the type of sharing I'm going to be discussing in this video is self-shares. We are not talking about community shares. Those are two completely different forms of sharing in Poshmark. So community shares are when you go and share other people's items to your followers. Self-shares, what I'm mostly going to be talking about in this video, is when you go into your own closet and share your own items to your followers. First of all, the reason why self-shares is significantly more important than community shares is because when you do community shares, all that really does is give you a little bit of, what word? We'll just call it karma. It gives you a little bit of good karma within Poshmark because it's helping out fellow Poshers. You are sharing their items to your followers, and in turn, you are hoping to give them some sales, to give you some sort of an algorithm boost for being a supportive Posher, so on and so forth. But if you're looking to increase your sales, self-shares are the way to do that. So that's why we're going to be talking about that the majority of this video. But real quick, before I get into the bulk of this video, I just want to ask you to hit that thumbs up button if you like this kind of video. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button while you're down there. That way I can bring you a lot more content like this. Okay, so one of the most common questions that I get about sharing on Poshmark is, can you share your entire closet all at once? Unfortunately, no. I wish upon wish and hope against hope that one day Poshmark will give us the ability to click one button and everything is shared to Poshmark. But that doesn't exist yet. So until then, we have to share each of the listings in our Poshmark closet individually. So now let's talk about tips for sharing. Now I know that you guys might have heard me say this previously in either a live stream or another Poshmark video, but when it comes to sharing on Poshmark, I definitely prefer to share my closet on the computer as opposed to my cell phone, mainly because sharing on the computer is significantly faster. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about right here.
Hold, share, followers. Hold, share, followers. Can I stop yet? Shared, 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 shared.
See what I'm saying? I am able to share at least 4 times faster on my computer as opposed to my cell phone. I timed myself not too long ago, and I want to say it took me about 10 minutes to share 300 items. I have no idea how long that would take me to do on my phone. Probably 4 times longer if it takes me 4 times as long to share on my phone. So you do the math. 40 minutes? Maybe 40 minutes to share my entire closet on my phone. Needless to say, you save a significant amount of time sharing from your computer as opposed to your cell phone. Now that's not to say that I never share from my cell phone. I will share on my phone if I happen to be away from a computer and there is a party that I want to share. So if there is a party going on that's like a best in tops party or a jeans party or a brand loyal party, something like that, and I am away from the computer, either I'm out of the house or maybe I'm just relaxing on the couch with my kids, I will go ahead and bring up my phone and share that way. Although it still does take just as long to do it on my cell phone. But if I can help it, I do it on the computer. I will also use my cell phone for ENL sharing because it is a lot faster doing it on my phone versus doing it on the computer, which is kind of funny because all other kind of sharing is faster for me on the computer, but I find ENL sharing much faster on my cell phone. Wait, what? What's ENL sharing? That's another question that I get pretty often. You hear a lot of people that sell on Poshmark talk about ENL sharing, and that is just a really super quick abbreviation for Edit Next List. ENL sharing is really super simple. You just open up the item that you want to share to Poshmark, you hit the edit button in the top corner, then you hit the next button up here, and then you hit the list button up here. And there you have effectively shared your item in the ENL format. So now what's your next question? Do I need to ENL share? Well, there's mixed reviews on this one. There's a lot of poshers that swear that ENL listing drives more traffic to their item. However, I have come to find out that a share is a share. Whether or not it's an ENL share or just a basic click button share, it all gives you that same boost in the Poshmark algorithm to move you towards the top of search for people looking for your particular item. That all being said though, the ENL share is a different kind of share that does tend to trigger a little bit more activity in the Poshmark algorithm, because basically it's telling Poshmark that you've changed something in that listing, even if you haven't really changed something. It triggers a little bit of a different effect within Poshmark as a whole, which could lead to more visibility in the long run. I talk a little bit about this in my video that I did for the Poshmark 30-minute method. I'll go ahead and stick an iCard up here somewhere if you have missed that video. I did it a while back where I talk about the 30-minute method that's used on Poshmark to drive traffic and sales, and doing ENL sharing is a part of that. Another question that I get frequently is, do I have to share my items on Poshmark? And the answer to that is an emphatic yes. Yes, you have to share your items on Poshmark. Poshmark is not one of those platforms where you can just list an item and forget about it. It is a very socially active platform where you have to constantly share your item to keep it boosted in search. Now, on that same plane, we'll call it, do you have to share to Poshmark parties? The answer to that is no. You do not have to share to Poshmark parties. There is many times I miss sharing to a Poshmark party, and I just don't really beat myself up about it because it's not something that you have to do. So there is a big difference between doing a self-share and sharing to a Poshmark party. So when you do a self-share or sharing to your followers, you are giving your item a boost in the Poshmark platform. When you are sharing an item to a specific party, you are literally only inserting your item into that one area of Poshmark. So essentially you are making your item visible to people that are shopping in that one little corner of Poshmark, not the platform as a whole. That means that when you share your item to that party, if buyers aren't looking in that party for your particular item, they're not going to find it, which is why, in my humble opinion, you don't have to share to parties, because I believe that self-shares are just so much more significantly important that you want the buyers on the platform searching for your item to see it, not necessarily just somebody that's searching in that specific party for your item. I feel like you get more out of your share when you share to all of your followers as opposed to sharing to parties. Now, that's not to say that you should never share to parties. I do believe that it is a good idea to share to parties whenever possible, because people can not only shop the parties while the party is going on, but they can also shop the party after the party is over. So if you have the ability and the time to share to a party, if you have a qualifying item for that party, you definitely should try. So should you share your item to every single party, every single time? No, you don't really need to do that. If you miss a few parties here and there, don't beat yourself up about it. Just focus on your self-shares, because those self-shares are going to be the ones that are driving the sales in your closet most of the time. Also know, if you are sharing and you want to share to your followers as well as to a party, you do have to click both of the share options. You cannot share to a party and do a self-share at the same time. You'll have to click share and then click to your followers, and then you'll have to click share again to share to the party. So feel free to double share. Now, does that sound like too much work? That is something that I hear all the time. When people find out that you cannot share your entire closet with one click, they decide that they want to give up on Poshmark, that it's just too much work to share. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys, it's a lot of work sharing on Poshmark. You have to be consistent, you have to share on a regular basis, and you have to share a lot. But you do have options if you feel like sharing on Poshmark is just a little bit too much work for you. There have been some companies and individuals that have come up over the last couple of years that will do your sharing for you. So I just wanted to give you a brief rundown of what is out there, what is available, and what you should and should not do. First of all, I want to talk about bot services. So bot services are by far the cheapest out there per share. You can get a lot of shares for very little money using bots, but you should not use bots. The main reason why you should not use bots is because it does violate Poshmark terms and conditions. It's in their policies. You cannot use bots for sharing. If you get caught using a bot, then you can have your account terminated. That means no more selling. Done selling on Poshmark. And I have seen it happen on several occasions where bots glitch and they end up sharing someone's item like 50 times within 5 seconds. And it's really super obvious when you're using bots, and kind of looks bad on you. People don't want to think that you're using bots to share your items. So there are actual humans that provide sharing services. However, in order to get the most out of those services, you have to turn over complete access to your Poshmark closet for them to do the sharing. What do I mean by complete access? I mean they have your username and your password. And I know that sounds really, really scary, trust me, because you don't want to have somebody going into your Poshmark closet and either transferring your money or spending your money or buying things that you didn't ask them to buy. So if you do use these kind of services, I highly, highly recommend that you use somebody that you trust. Someone that has experience doing this and someone who has a lot of testimonials from clients who are very pleased. Or using somebody that you know, that somebody else knows, that somebody else knows, that can vouch for this particular person that's doing the sharing for you. Because giving full access to an account is a very big deal. You don't want to just be turning something like that over to just someone off the street because they give you a really good price for sharing. There are many self-sharing services that have popped up here over the last year or so, and a lot of them are trying to undercut price. So I would highly recommend that you go with somebody that you trust and that you know people who have had experiences personally with them and not just shopping on price, because those people have very sensitive information for you and your business. Now, if you don't want to turn over personal information, there are services that are out there on different websites that you can pay to have them share your closet to their followers. So essentially it's like someone else is doing a community share where you pay for the service for them to go in and share the items in your closet to their followers from their account. Well, I don't personally recommend doing this because all this accomplishes is your items getting visibility on someone else's feed, and that's not where a lot of sales traffic is driven from. A lot of the sales traffic on Poshmark comes from self-sharing, meaning boosts in search. And if someone else shares your items to their followers, it's not getting you any sort of a boost within the algorithm. It just puts you in front of other people's newsfeed. And I want to say it's a really small percentage. I can't think of what it is off the top of my head, but I think something like less than 10% of people actually shop from their Poshmark newsfeed. So I don't really see the value in having someone else share your items from their account. So I wouldn't spend the money on that. And then the last question that I get frequently is how often I personally share my own items in my Poshmark closet. So I try to share my own closet at least once a day. And I'm saying at a bare minimum once a day. That's every single item in my closet gets shared without fail. I do prefer to share my items first thing in the morning. I find that my Poshmark closet gets a lot more traffic throughout the day when I have shared my closet first thing as opposed to at night. A lot of people like to share their closet at night because they feel like that's when people are kind of winding down for the evening. Maybe they're sitting around shopping on their cell phones. But I find whenever I share at night, I really don't get a lot of activity. So first thing in the morning, right around 7 or 8 a.m. Central Time is when I like to share my closet for the first time. And then if I have the time, I will share my closet a second time in the evening. So I try to do it around 8 or 8:30 at night, right after my kids get ready for bed or go to bed. I'll try to get a second share in. I used to try to share my closet around 2 o'clock in the afternoon to get a third share in. However, I don't really see a lot of traffic when I share my closet right in the middle of the day. So I don't really try to share it around that time anymore. I find that my time is better spent doing other things in the middle of the afternoon, so I don't worry about sharing my closet in the middle of the day. And then as I mentioned about parties, I really only share to parties if I'm in the mood for it or if I'm in the position where I can. Maybe if I'm lounging on the couch and a nighttime party comes, maybe I'll share a few items to the party there. Or if it's the middle of the day and there's a party that I have some qualifying items for, I'll go ahead and share then. But as a general rule, I really don't stress over sharing to parties too much. I am way more concerned about those self-shares to my followers. Okay, you guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up so that I know it. Feel free to put all questions and comments down in the comments below. Don't forget to check the video description for useful links. And don't forget to subscribe for more content. And I will see you guys with my next video. Bye.